used to think pain was an interruption to life. I thought pain was something temporary that came only to delay happiness. I believed that once life became easier, then I would finally become wiser, stronger, and more fulfilled. But life taught me something different. Pain was not just an interruption. For me, pain became a teacher. And honestly, some of the deepest wisdom I carry today came from seasons I never would have chosen for myself. There was a period in my life when everything felt uncertain. I was trying, working, hoping, praying, yet nothing seemed to move. People around me thought I was fine because I kept showing up with a smile, but internally, I was frustrated and exhausted. The hardest part about pain is not always the suffering itself. Sometimes the hardest part is feeling unseen while suffering. I remember nights where my thoughts became louder than my faith. I questioned my purpose. I questioned my abilities. I questioned whether my effort even mattered. And during that season, I learned my first painful truth. Not everyone who looks strong is okay. Some people are carrying silent battles with incredible grace. That realization changed how I treat people. It taught me that kindness is not weakness. Compassion is wisdom. Pain also taught me something else. Most people do not break because life is hard. They break because they expected life to always be easy. Nobody really prepares us for disappointment. Nobody teaches us how to emotionally survive failure, rejection, betrayal, or delay. Yet these experiences shape us more than comfort ever will. One rare insight I discovered is this. Comfort entertains you. Pain reveals you. When everything is going well, you may never truly know yourself. But pressure exposes what comfort hides. Pain reveals your fears, your attachments, your insecurities, your level of discipline, and even the people around you. I lost relationships during difficult seasons. Some people disappeared when I needed them most. At first, it hurt deeply, but later, I realized something powerful. Pain removes illusions. It shows you who genuinely values you and who only values convenience. And while that realization is painful, it is also freeing. Another lesson pain taught me is that healing is not always beautiful. Social media often makes healing look peaceful and aesthetic, but real healing is messy. Real healing sometimes looks like crying in silence, rebuilding confidence slowly, forgiving people who never apologized, and waking up every day trying again even when motivation is gone. Pain taught me that growth is often invisible at first. A seed grows underground before anyone sees a tree. Many people quit because they cannot see immediate progress. But some transformations are happening internally before they ever become visible externally. I also learned that suffering can either deepen you or harden you. Some people go through pain and become bitter. Others go through pain and become wiser. The difference is reflection. Pain without reflection becomes bitterness. Pain with reflection becomes wisdom. One of the rarest insights I learned is this. Your greatest wounds can become your greatest source of empathy. People who have suffered deeply often understand people deeply. They listen differently. They notice pain others ignore. They speak with more gentleness because life humbled them. Before my struggles, I judged people too quickly. Now I understand that everyone is fighting something invisible. Pain also taught me the danger of tying self-worth to success. When things were failing in my life, I felt like I was failing as a person. But failure is an event, not an identity. Read that again. Failure is an event, not an identity. That realization saved me mentally. I learned that your value does not disappear because progress is slow. Your worth is not reduced because life became difficult. Another thing pain revealed to me is how noisy the world is. When life stripped away distractions, I was finally forced to sit alone with myself. And honestly, many people avoid silence because silence exposes unresolved emotions. But clarity often comes in quiet moments. Not every answer comes through movement. Some answers come through stillness. Pain forced me to slow down enough to hear my own thoughts clearly. And strangely, some of my hardest seasons produced my clearest thinking. I discovered that many people are addicted to distraction because distraction delays self-confrontation. It is easier to scroll endlessly than to face your fears. Easier to stay busy than to ask yourself difficult questions. Easier to entertain yourself than to heal yourself. Pain removes those escape routes. Another wisdom pain taught me is patience. Not passive patience, but mature patience. The kind of patience that continues working without immediate reward. The kind that keeps building even when nobody claps. The kind that trusts timing without becoming lazy. We live in a generation addicted to speed. Fast success, fast validation, fast attention. But deep growth is usually slow. A tree with deep roots takes time to grow. Pain taught me that rushing life can destroy the very character life is trying to build inside you. And here is something many people never realize. Sometimes the reason life feels confusing is because an old version of you is ending while a new version is being formed. Transformation often feels like chaos before it feels like clarity. I also learned that strength is quieter than people think. Real strength is not always loud confidence. Sometimes strength is simply surviving another day. Sometimes strength is remaining kind after disappointment. Sometimes strength is continuing despite emotional exhaustion. Pain changed my definition of success too. I used to think success meant money, recognition, or achievement alone. Now I believe success is also peace of mind, emotional stability, self-respect, wisdom, the ability to sleep without hatred in your heart. Because what is the point of gaining the world but losing yourself internally? Another rare insight. Pain exposes what truly controls you. Some people discover they're controlled by validation, others by fear, others by ego, others by approval. Pressure reveals emotional addictions, and once you see them clearly, you can finally begin healing them. Pain also humbled me. It showed me that intelligence alone is not enough. Talent alone is not enough. Confidence alone is not enough. Life requires emotional endurance. The ability to continue through uncertainty is one of the rarest strengths a person can develop. Looking back now, I would never wish those difficult seasons on anyone, but I cannot deny what they produced inside me. More wisdom, more compassion, more patience, more depth, more self-awareness. Pain introduced me to parts of myself comfort never could. So if you are currently in a difficult season, hear me carefully. Do not waste your pain. Learn from it. Reflect through it. Grow through it. Because sometimes the greatest insight life gives us does not come from pleasure. It comes from surviving what we thought would break us. And one day, the pain you cried about may become the wisdom that helps heal someone else.